Hi Scorpio, this is going to be your ex-partner and your single readings. I've combined the two because of time. As you know, I am studying to become a reflexologist, so time is not on my side at the moment. Unfortunately, the work-life readings are on the back burner, but I will bring them back at some time in the future. Now, I want to also thank everybody for their positive messages and good luck messages in regards to my course that I've started. Thank you. Now, for this reading, I'm doing it slightly different. I've got all the cards face down this time. Normally, I have the cards face up in all of my readings. And the thing is, I don't shuffle on camera for two reasons. One, because of where I need to position my camera. I don't have the arm space and that maneuverability there to be able to shuffle on camera without knocking the camera down all the time. A tripod is something that I need, and I'm going to invest in one of those in the near future. So normally I have the cards face up and I clarify if I feel I need to before I start recording. So because these readings I'm doing slightly different in terms of having the cards face down, I'm not going to be clarifying any cards on your outcome position, okay? But with the general readings for April, I'm actually going to have them face up and I will clarify as normal. I know some people like to see shuffling on camera and some people really aren't bothered because, like one lady left a comment and said, basically, you know, I just want to get to the reading. I don't want, you know, all the time of sitting there waiting for somebody or watching somebody shuffle. So I guess everybody feels differently. Now, the ex-partner is the same, okay? This is for you and this is for your ex-partner. But obviously, messages, energies can always go vice versa. Over here for the singles, these three cards are you, Scorpio. And these three cards are possible energies that are coming through in the month of April. And for both spreads, I've also laid a romance oracle card out. So, starting with the ex-partner, Scorpio, you have the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is a card about walking away from something that we have emotionally invested in. We got the Eight Cups there. So it's not to say that, you know, the relationship was all bad. It more talks about how there was something lacking or something missing within the relationship. Now, sometimes the Eight of Cups can be permanently walking away, but sometimes it can be a temporary break, okay? Needing time to think, needing time to mull over, you know, what you do have or what you did have in this relationship. So, you know, as I said, it can be temporary, but it can be permanent as well. Now, on your ex-partner's side, they have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, yes, it is the card of, you know, some good luck maybe coming through, some good fortune coming through. It does talk about the wheel turning in their favour in some way. Sometimes as well with the Wheel of Fortune, it can be about getting back on that wheel and, you know, giving something another go here, because we're not at the world card of completion. We're at the halfway mark there with the 10, okay? So it can sometimes be about the opportunity there of getting back on that wheel. Maybe some of your ex-partner, you know, for some of you, your ex-partner is wanting that. Maybe it's just, you know, the wheel turning in their favour and some good fortune coming in for them since the breakup. The next card you've got is the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is often referred to as quite immature, kind of feelings and emotions. But overall, the pages are messengers. And the cups deals with feelings and emotions. And this has fallen in your position of your thinking, feeling, or possible action to be taken. It may very well be, Scorpio, that some of you are thinking about, offering that cup of feelings, emotions, and love to your ex-partner. Some of you may be hoping that your ex-partner is going to come forward and offer that to you. The fact that we've got the Eight of Cups above it is kind of leaning towards, and this is not for all of you because it's a general reading, but it's making me feel that with that Eight of Cups, that when we come to the time span with that, we're talking more temporary energy of walking away rather than permanent, especially if we're seeing that Page of Cups sitting there. On your ex-partner's side, they have the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords, again, is a card about forward movement, moving away from something. But it's moving away from something that's been very turbulent to something that's more calm and peaceful. It can be sometimes physical movement as well, removing ourselves from something that has been turbulent, okay? But it can also be removing these turbulent thoughts that we may have sometimes. And, our thoughts becoming more calm and more peaceful. Down here for you, we have the Star card. And the Star card is a nice card, okay? It is often referred to as the Wish card in the major arcana. And the Star card is the card about, having hope and keeping that faith. The faith that everything is going to work out as it should, in the right time that it should. The Star card also is a card about healing. The card that your ex-partner has got is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is about choices. It may very well be that your ex-partner does have choices. The thing with the Seven of Cups, though, it is about not allowing oneself to get caught up in fantasies and illusions. Now, that could be the fantasies and illusions that your ex-partner may be having in regards to you and a relationship with you. But sometimes it can be fantasies and illusions coming from the other person towards you. And you kind of get caught up in what the other person is telling you, and you go along with it only to find that what you get or what promises have been made are not actually the case here. So, I'm not quite sure which direction this is coming from. The Seven of Cups, I don't pick up, if I'm truthful, that this is talking about your ex-partner having lots of other people that they can choose from. I'm not picking that up. I'm leaning more towards the fantasizing and the illusions here. And I'm actually wondering, Scorpio, as to whether some of those fantasies and illusions may very well come from your side towards your ex-partner. But for some, it may go the other way. But it's about dealing with reality. Now, the Romance Oracle card is engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Maybe for some of you Scorpios, you are going to contact your ex-partner, or indeed they may contact you. And maybe there will be talk about, a deeper commitment to take place between you both. obviously there has to be a reconciliation first. There has to be communication first. But maybe for some of you, there may very well be talk of that type of commitment. But like I said, you need to be very careful here that you are not fantasizing about that type of commitment, or indeed that your ex-partner is not fantasizing about that level of commitment. But overall, Scorpio, in regards to you and your ex-partner, it's not looking too shabby. It's looking quite cool. Now, moving over to your ex-partner, to the singles, sorry. As I said, these 3 cards are for you, and the others are possible energies coming through. Now, what I found with some of the other readings is that quite often I've had repeating cards on this side, or the 2 have tended to blend together. I just did the reading for Libra, and that was the only one that didn't have a repeating card. And although there was slight possible blending, it wasn't as strong as I found with the other signs that I've read for. So the first card that you have the Devil. And the Devil, yes, the Devil can be about needing to free yourself from something that is not working for you, something that is toxic, okay? But you're single, so that's already done. It could be, needing to free yourself from negative thoughts that you may be having, okay? In regards to meeting somebody, in regards to if you've come out of a bad breakup, having that negativity there in terms of your thoughts about meeting somebody new. The Devil card as well can talk about, vices that we may have, addictions to something. And we can, have addictions to many different things, gambling, drinking, sex, food, whatever it is, many different things. And maybe for some of you, you're needing to deal with that before you can enter into a new relationship. Maybe for some of you, the Devil is here to highlight that you may be having commitment issues at the moment, and you may be fearing getting into a relationship again because you're feeling trapped or tied to somebody, okay? Over here, we have the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is not too bad when we're dealing with the 5s in the tarot. The 5 of Wands, it can talk more about banter rather than conflict, okay? But also the 5 of Wands, in terms of you being single, it could be that there are a number of people around you who are, kind of fighting for your attention here, okay? And that there's a number of people that are interested in you. And maybe maybe some of these people are people you've already had a relationship with. Maybe one of them, I'm not saying that, you've been in relationships with hundreds of people, but it may be that one of them is your ex-partner, and then you've got somebody new or a couple of new people around you that are interested in you. Let's go down before I say any more. Okay, so now we have a Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords, and remember, this is talking about you here, Scorpio. So maybe you are taking more of the logical approach in the month of April when it comes to being single and possibly finding a new partner relationship. Maybe, you know, because the Queen of Swords, she takes the emotions out when she's making decisions. She uses her logic. The Queen of Swords can come across as being quite cold and aloof. Maybe, you know, if you've got people that are, you know, trying to get your attention, maybe in this month of April you're not wishing to meet somebody, you don't want to be in a relationship with someone. Maybe at the moment there is this fear of commitment, there is this fear of entering into a new relationship, and maybe you're becoming, you know, you're coming across as quite standoffish and quite cold, as I said, and distant, and not allowing anyone to get through to you, okay? Because that's the feeling I'm really picking up more so with these three cards. Then we have the Five of Cups. Well, as I said, with this fear of commitment, but for some of you, it could be that you're kind of, you know, pushing other people aside, because the Five of Cups talks about how you're focusing on something that's been lost. So are you focusing on a relationship that has come to an end, okay? And you're still feeling that sadness, that remorse, possible regret over the loss of that relationship. Maybe for some of you, the Queen of Swords is here to highlight that that's the person you was in a relationship with. But I'm feeling that this is more to do with your energy at the moment. I think you're coming across like the Queen of Swords because you don't want anybody else to get too close to you. Because I think you're still dealing with emotional sadness and hurt from a relationship that's been lost. But the thing with the Five of Cups, as we always say, there's still two cups standing, you and somebody else. Maybe for some of you, that somebody else is your ex-partner, if we're going to incorporate both of these readings. Maybe for some of you, it's you and somebody new, but it's going to take you to turn around and look and see those two cups still standing. You've got to focus on what's left, on what's positive, what can still be, rather than focusing on what is already gone. And it may very well be for some of you that you have some regret, and you may feel that you need to offer an apology to somebody. You know, maybe your ex-partner, and that, because that is sometimes what the Five of Cups can talk about. Moving down, Scorpio, we then have the Page of Wands. And the page, again, like I said, with the Page of Cups over there with on your X spread, the pages are messengers. And the wands, you know, it's creative energy, it's passionate energy, it's feeling very passionate and excited and fired up about something, okay? Now, this could be a message coming through from somebody else to you. It could be you, you know, giving this message to somebody else. The thing with the Page of Wands, it's kind of like the starting of something, because you don't necessarily know how everything's going to pan out and work out. But it's about having that enthusiasm and that passionate excitement, if you like, for something, for the beginning of something here. And there we go. We have the Star card. So we've got a repeating card here for you. We've got the Star card. And the Star card, as I said, is the card about keeping the hope and the faith and going through a healing process, needing to go through a healing process from this Five of Cups energy. What I feel, Scorpio, is that for a lot of you, the ones that are single, I do feel there is an element of regret, remorse, sadness over the fact that your previous relationship has broken down. And I think really you're not wanting to get involved with anybody else. Now, the Romance Oracle card you have, strangely enough, is release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And, you know, for singles who I guess don't want to get back with their ex, that is what you're needing to do. Maybe this devil energy up here is your ex-partner that you're still in some way chained to, trapped to. And if you know, the chains are loose around these people's neck. At any point they can free themselves from this situation. And maybe for some of you, this Five of Wands is here to highlight, you know, how the relationship was when you were together, that neither of you listened to each other's point of views, you know, that there was this constant bickering between each other. For those of you that this release your ex is talking to, then with this Five of Cups, it is time to stop focusing on your ex-partner. And it is time to see that there is potentially a new relationship waiting for you. It may not come through in the month of April. It may be a few months down the line. The Page of Wands, though, is suggesting that something new could come through here. And maybe for some of you, it could be with an air sign, an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. There's healing that needs to come through here. You've got the Star card twice. Now, just because the singles part says release your ex, it doesn't mean that the ex-partner spread means that you're not going to get back with your ex-partner, okay? The two readings are separate. And yes, sometimes there is the blending of the two, there is repeating cards, but nonetheless, they're two separate readings. And you're going to have some Scorpios who do want to reconcile and some that don't. You're going to have some single Scorpios that want to go back to their ex-partner and some that don't, okay? So don't, if you are single and you're hoping to get back with your ex-partner, then don't panic too much because of this release your ex card up here, okay? That may just be for those that you know are still in some way feeling tied to their ex-partner and they don't want to be. Okay, Scorpio, I don't know if you're going to like the way I've done this spread, but in terms of time span, it's the only way that I can still do both types of readings, okay? So thank you so much. If you like it, give it the thumbs up. If you don't, give it the thumbs down. Any comments you leave, I'm very grateful for that. And you know, I always reply to you, or at the very least, I always click the little love button there to show my appreciation for you taking the time to leave a comment. Thank you so much and take care. Bye.